All right, guys, I'm on this 2016 GMC Sierra, and on the 2016 models, that was right when the Android Auto was coming out. That was embedded in the uh, radio, the HMI of the GM, at least the trucks. I think other vehicles too. This truck was built before the software was updated in the radio for the Android Auto to work. So whenever I hook my phone to the vehicle, it, even though I've got Android Auto on my phone, it does not recognize it. So they've got a software update for that. Normally, you got to go in to the dealer and have them program it. It costs about $160. There's other modules on this truck that I'm going to also program. So for me, it was cheaper to buy a MDI, and I'm going to do all the programming myself. You buy a subscription you can get a 24-month subscription off GM's AC Delco TDS website for $40 per VIN, and that's a 2-year long subscription. So any updates for any module on this truck, you can program yourself if you've got the knowledge and the capability and the confidence to be able to do it. It's not that big of a deal. If you've ever updated firmware on any kind of an electronic device, it's a similar procedure than that, and I'm going to go through that. But the first thing I need to do is to turn. So I come across this service bulletin, and apparently some 2016 full size trucks with the colored IPC display, which this does have a problem if they do service bulletin, which is that one right there, to where the USB file transfer portion of it won't work. So I'm going to check the part number. It says here to check software identifier 15 for the IPC, that's instrument panel cluster. And if it's got this part number, the IPC will need the firmware update. So we're going to check that. So I've got the Autel hooked up right now. I've already got it auto detected for the vehicle. So we're going to hit yes to that. It's a L83 5.3 liter. It's got the 8-speed transmission. The RPO code is M5U. The RPO codes are in the glove box. You just look at that sticker, and if whichever one of these RPO codes you see, that's what you've got. So M5U is on the RPO code sticker in the glove box. Let me see if I can show you that. Yeah, it's in this top part right here. So that's the RPO code sticker. See all those codes, those 3-digit codes? That's all the options on your vehicle. And so mine's the M5U. So that's what we're going to pick. It's the 8-speed transmission. And I'm going to pause this until this gets done. That way you don't have to sit through it. Okay, this has got the up-level radio. Again, those are on the RPO sticker. It's either going to have IO4, IO5, or IO6. So that's what we're going to select there. Okay, I'm going to hit Diagnosis Control Unit, and we're going to take a look at the instrument cluster module. And what this says is to go down to Software Identifier 15 and take a look at this part number. So we're going to go to ECU information. And this has got all the information about your ECU. So we're just going to go to, you can see the identifier, software module identifier. We're going to go to 15 and 233-49023. 233-49023. So it does have the affected part number. So I am going to update the software for this. So let me get all set up to do that, and we'll go through that. So when you get the MDI, first thing you're going to want to do is just go to Google, do a search for GM MIDI Manager, and you should find the website for Bosch. Bosch is who makes this for GM. The Chinese do clone one, and the Chinese version will accept the firmware updates from the actual Bosch software. So we're going to click Update MDI. That's the update system right here. This is the version. So you can see that the software that I've got installed on it right now is older. In fact, it's September 18th, 2015. Older than what is out right now, which is May 30th, 2019. So I'm going to go ahead and update it. And you can see it's going through its little motion there. And it takes about 5 or so minutes to, even though this is showing 27 minutes, it doesn't take that long. It's quicker than that. It probably does take 10 to maybe even 15 minutes. I haven't actually ever timed it, but I know that it doesn't take 27 minutes. Once you download this software, and it's free, you can download the software. You can update your MDI to the latest version, and we'll check to make sure that it updated okay, and we'll you can at that point start updating the software on your vehicles and stuff. So the serial number on these Chinese clones are all going to be the same, I believe. And something that I wasn't 100% sure of, even though I had read it in the forums, this is supposed to be an MDI 2, but it's not. It is an MDI 1. That's what it's detected as. That's the way it acts and operates. It is not an MDI 2. The only reason I went ahead and went with the MDI 2 clone is because it was only $10 more than the MDI 1. I figured, you know what, why not? There's a chance that maybe they did update the hardware to where it was truly an MDI 2. But I was willing to take that chance. Even if it's an MDI 1, that's fine. It didn't matter to me. So just be aware that if you do buy one of these Chinese clone MDI 2s, you are not going to get an MDI 2. It will be an MDI 1 inside the MDI 2 case. It'll look like an MDI 2, but it's an MDI 1 inside the case. And I do believe you'll see that the serial number will be the same as this one here. But it doesn't really matter. It'll still work just the way it should. So I'm going to go ahead and let this update, and whenever it gets done, I'll come back. Okay, it just finished. It took maybe about 5 minutes. You'll get this message here. Actually, that's not a touch screen, is it? Just click OK. Right now it should be rebooting. Let me take a look at the lights. Got our green light, got our beep. It's recognized it. So now if you go over here to show details, click on that. It should show right here in this software, should show the software version. So we're good there. Whenever you hit connect, should say it's all connected up. So Okay, so we're getting ready to do the program for the IPC per this service bulletin because of that software. Now, you've got to use Internet Explorer because GM uh, is still using Java. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click Start, go to All Programs. You want to run Internet Explorer in administrator mode because if it needs to install any software, then there's a couple pieces of software that it won't be able to install if it's not in administrator mode. So we're going to go to AC Delco TDS. Now, if you don't have an account yet, it's free. Just go to that address right there and then create an account. And that's going to allow you, I'm going to log in real quick. What that's going to allow you to do is buy subscriptions to their services. Okay, when you click log in, you're going to get this disclaimer popping up. You're going to have to scroll through it. So just pull the scroll bar all the way to the bottom. You can now click that and click agree. And so what you'll, if you haven't bought a subscription yet, you're gonna have a place right here under vehicle programming software that you'll be able to buy a subscription for either one vehicle or multiple vehicles. It's $40 per vehicle for 24 months, and that's what you're going to need to do to program modules. I'm going to click View. You're going to click Add VIN. Now I'm going to click SPS. Start SPS. And you might get an error, a Java error pop up, and if so, just install the Java, whatever Java version it's wanting to install it, and you should be okay. I'm going to click Run. And this is just saying that for 2017 and newer vehicles, I would have to install the Service Pack 1. This is a 2016, so I'm thinking I should be okay. But I mean, I'll end up updating that framework, the iNet framework, sooner or later. But right now, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so the wrapper's not installed. So I'm just going to click Install. And it should pop up with the latest version up here, whatever the latest version is. Okay, install successfully. And the service bulletin walks you through this, and it's telling me to click Replace and Program ECU. Click Next. I don't know if it's the key's already on, but I'll turn it off. Battery is charged. Then I'm going to click Next. It is a GMC 2016 Sierra. Okay. You can click any one of these. If you look over here, the version, see that version? It's all the same. It's saying all these devices are supported. Even though this is supposed to be a MDI, it's actually an MDI1. We're going to click Continue. So it's communicating. Okay, it detected the VIN. Click Next. So what it's wanting me to do is go down to the IPC. Did I pass it? instrument cluster, I believe. Hold on a second. Instrument panel cluster, yeah. Android Auto pre-programming. I'm going to keep that on normal. I'm going to click next. And my identifier was that one. It's communicating with the device. And you'll see things on the dash taking place. Battery is just a little bit low, but I got a maintainer on it, so hopefully it'll be all right. Okay. So at this point, you're just going to make sure that you're selected here. You're going to click next. Make sure all the information here is correct. Hit next and away we go. And so what it's going to do, it's going to connect to the Wi-Fi. You got to be connected to the internet. The laptop's got to be connected to the internet, and it's going to connect to the Wi-Fi and download the software, and then it'll install it. And so it'll depend on how fast your Wi-Fi is and all that. It says it's already downloaded, so it's going through its deal to install it. So I'm going to pause at this point. Whenever it gets partially through, I'll come back, show you the progression. It's got the time counter now counting down. You see the bytes programmed. And yeah, I'll come back and show you whenever it gets almost to the point, and then we'll check and see how it goes. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes roughly. We're about 50% done. So it's still going. It's showing to be about 17 more minutes before it's completed. So I'll be back there. Okay, pretty much finished. Okay, you can see the bytes are vehicle starting to come alive. You'll hear some dinging. Whenever this is programming, you'll see your dash will pretty much go blank and all kinds of stuff. So don't worry about that. Just let it sit there. Don't click on anything until it pops up and instructs you. You'll see that down in the lower left corner. Okay. Now, just in case any DTCs were set, I'm going to go ahead and hit clear DTCs. And it takes a minute to do that, but it doesn't give you any kind of a progress or anything. But once that quits, then they're clear. Okay, so DTC should have been clear, and that's pretty much all there is to it. I'm going to click proceed with same VIN. We'll click next. We're just going to see I want to go in here. We're going to click instrument cluster again. Okay, pre-programming for that service bulletin. Okay, and that was it. So this service bulletin now is complied with. This service bulletin, this is a 2016 GMC Sierra. Same thing will apply to a Silverado. There's the vehicles. And that's bulletin 16-NA-134. And there's the description of why we're doing this service bulletin. And it's specific to that part number right there. So now I'm going to proceed with this service bulletin. And I believe this one is what's going to enable the Android Auto to work. And that's all there is to it as far as using the SPS system from GM's website to program your modules on your vehicles. You guys take care.